Welcome to my humble tent, good sir. Can I interest you in some lava stones from Akshai or rare herb from Garan? Perhaps the skull of the famous Uruk chieftain Blood Puncher, said to have led a great war during the Age of Myth. No? Then may I ask what you are interested in? You wish to purchase passage? I see. You wish to travel with my caravan to Azyrheim, in secret no less. Very well, I think we can come to some agreement. But first, I must ask, what do you know of the city? Not much. Well, that won't do at all. I can't have you acting like a visiting buffoon when you get there. It will look poorly on me after all. Consider this little history lesson part of the travel package. The city of Azyrheim is one of the oldest cities in the realms, and in my opinion, one of the most beautiful. Towering fountains gushing celestial energy, floating orreries lazily traveling the skies. Truly, it is a sight to behold, and it had such a wonderful beginning. It was created in the early days of the Age of Myth, when all the gods were united under one pantheon and there was relative peace across the realms. Sigmar himself laid the first stone, placing it right beneath the high star Sigindel, directly in the center of the realm of Azir. From there, the various races and gods used their skills to truly make it a unique city. Each god actually added a bit of themselves into it, either allowing construction to go faster, introducing a healthy amount of magic, or adding a particularly wondrous gift. For example, the god Malarian gifted the city with the gladiatorium. Grand battles to the death are had there, only for the fighters to return soon after as fresh as they came in. Of course, with the memories of their truly violent and painful death still in their minds. I sometimes wonder if Malarian truly considered it a gift or a way for the savagery of all the races to be laid bare. It's not for me to question the mind of a god. It also helped that the city was in between the three realm gates known as the Three Brethren, each gate allowing access to a different realm and their various resources. With easy access to other planes, Azyrheim became quite the trading hub. Over time, the city doubled in size, then doubled again, until it grew so vast it seemed to stretch into the horizon no matter where you were standing, even enveloping the Three Brethren within it. And as it grew, many noticed that certain sections of the city became truly strange, as if time slowed down or even stopped. Within these particular districts are people who speak in strange accents and behave in ways I have not seen anywhere else in the realms. It is rumored that these people are ancient mortals from the world that was, somehow surviving that previous world's destruction. Although that is only rumor. Only Sigmar and perhaps the Eldritch Council knows for sure. Anyway, things were peaceful for centuries. Until, of course, the coming of chaos. Finally noticing the untouched realms, the Dark Gods unleashed their forces on them in ever-increasing waves of horror. The only realm that seemed suspiciously clear of major invasion was Azir. Many thought that perhaps the celestial magic that was imbued within the realm made it more resistant to chaotic corruption, or maybe it was just plain dumb luck. Either way, Sigmar went to war, leaving Azir and heading off to fight chaos in other realms, confident the Free Guild forces could take care of any of the minor incursions that seemed to infrequently assault the city. However, as always, not everything was as it seemed. You see, in those times, Azyrheim was ruled by a senate formed from the various factions that had influence within the city. It wasn't a perfect system by any means, with the usual political bickering common with people with differing opinions, but it allowed the various races to work in peace for centuries. It might have done so for centuries more, if chaos hadn't done what it does best: corrupt. While Sigmar was distracted trying to fight chaos forces in the open, chaos agents attacked the city from the shadows. Mortal infiltrators and hidden daemons fanned the flames of racial hatred, turning minor arguments into full-blown violence. Before long, a civil war ignited. Various races that had lived side by side since the city's founding finding themselves wanting blood. Near the end of the Age of Myth, when Sigmar's pantheon was broken, he returned to enact a new plan. He found Azyrheim burning. Already having seen the rest of the realm slowly start to fall apart, he had no intention of allowing the same to happen to his own realm, and especially his greatest city. He first set his sights on destroying the hidden cultists and disguised daemons that had stoked the flames of war, using his godly eyes to see through their illusions and deceits with ease. However, it was not enough. The chaotic agents had done too good a job spreading hatred among the city's residents. he found there were still many who harbored bitter hatreds, and the Bloody Civil War only helped to heighten those emotions. Emotions that could become a stepping stone for future chaotic influence. Now, understand, Sigmar had just seen his greatest alliance destroyed. He had seen cities fall and armies annihilated. He could not, he would not see the same happen to his realm or his city. He did not ask for peace. He did not demand order. He acted. No human, Duerden, elf, or other race was spared as his wrath burned all those who refused to let go of their grievances. There would be peace even if he had to kill hundreds to make it happen. As you can guess, the wrath of an angry god makes past divides seem less important in comparison. I like to imagine the sight of an elf and a Duerden with huge, nervous smiles, shaking hands, and looming Sigmar look down upon them. After that, Sigmar took the matters of leadership into his own hands. He gathered 244 of the greatest leaders in the city to one of his largest remaining temples, chosen not by their race, political influence, or religion, but by their talents, assigned to offices that best complemented their skill sets. For example, the titles of High Artisan, the heads of building and engineering work across all of Azyrheim, were given to 4 Duerden, an elf, and a human, all proven masters in their craft. The same was done for all civic duties and high-ranking military positions. These 244 positions became known as a Grand Conclave, the leaders of that great city. Sigmar made it law that they would meet regularly at that very temple, to air out any grievances and cooperate for the betterment of all. He even crafted a huge hammer-shaped table, right in front of a large and imposing statue of his immortal self, perhaps to always remind them what awaits those who put self above the common mortal. Order restored to his city, Sigmar began closing the 3 brethren, letting in as many refugees into the city as possible before locking and warding the realm gates from future intrusion, cutting off the realms of Azyr from all others. Afterwards, as the Grand Conclave worked to free the surrounding lands of Azyr from chaotic Tent and uncontrollable Uroks, Sigmar began his plan, working for centuries to build the armies necessary to fight back against chaos. Aided, of course, by generations of Azyrheim's citizens working to bring justice to the realms. Until finally, centuries later, when the realm gates could be opened again. I was there, you know, years ago when the Night Azirius flew across the city, signaling the first strike against chaos by the storm-casting turtles. Everyone knew it was the beginning of a new age, the age we take back our worlds from the taint of chaos, the age of Sigmar. Before I knew it, I was crying, happy I could have been a part of something so grand, knowing that every citizen would have a part, no matter how small, in Sigmar's war for a brighter future. So, how did you like the story? Not talking? Finding it hard to move, perhaps? I would hope so. The magic in the tent is subtle, so I had to make sure I distracted you as it did its work. Thankfully, I am a wonderful storyteller. You see, although I am actually a traitor, I am also a bit of an agent. One of many who make sure all the multitudes coming to Azyrheim aren't secret chaos cultists, shyest agents, etc., etc. I've been doing it for quite a while, and after a few years you get a real sense for it. For example, I smelled the stink of chaos on you a few minutes before you walked in. As spies go, I would rate you as a 2. Now, don't worry, you won't be frozen long. In a few hours, you'll be free. Also, strap down to a chair. I have a witch hunter friend who needs to discuss a few things with you, to see if you have any other friends who might be aiming to corrupt my beautiful homeland. Don't worry, he is quite efficient. It will be painful, but it will be quick. However, there is sadly one downside to capturing you. I will have to close the tent for the rest of the day, which is quite disappointing. I was expecting to make quite a few sales. Oh well, that's business. Hey guys, this is Arvandus, and I want to say I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like these short stories / descriptions of various races in Age of Sigmar, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll keep doing it. Not only Age of Sigmar, perhaps other games that I have interest in. Anyway, thanks for listening, and see you next time.